This podcast was recorded during the WGA and SAG-AFTRA strikes. Without the labor of the writers and actors currently on strike, Wonka and a lot of the other things we cover on this podcast wouldn't exist. Oh my god, Elaine, I just got this new fucking fashion magazine in. Let me open to the fourth page. Flip, 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 flip. Oh my god. Look at this. This article. Big heads in video games, very on trend.
Oh.
It says here Charlie Bucket was spotted walking.
Now that's wild, because usually
wearing
he
a sweater.
flounces.
He always wears a sweater.
Okay. Did they say where to get the sweater from? Because we've been dying to know.
It says GameStop.
Now that's different.
That's odd. I mean, I get the company might be trying to branch out, but quite strange.
Okay. Interesting. Wait, Felicia.
Yeah.
Hold on. Wait. I might be wrong. And I know that people have kind of stopped doing Photoshop, but this Charlie Bucket doesn't look human.
Oh,
this Charlie
God.
Bucket looks animated, and it reminds me of like video games circa like 2005.
Yeah.
Specifically maybe a PS2 game.
That's crazy. I didn't notice.
Should we go to GameStop and
Let's
get
go
that
to GameStop,
fucking game?
Bitch.
Let's be some gamer girls and go to GameStop.
And so Elaine and Felicia went to the GameStop, and when they arrived, they said, "Hey, could I have the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory PS2 game?" And the guy said, "We don't fucking make that anymore. Nobody has that. You can't play it.
Womp womp.
But you can watch a 4-hour video of it on YouTube." So that's what they did. Wonka Watch's narrator, signing off for the second time ever.
So we did the video game. We didn't do it. We watched it for 4 hours.
We couldn't play it. We got played by it.
This is one of our most requested episode topics. And I'm going to be honest, having watched it, I kind of wonder why. Because I don't know what you guys saw in this, but like, hey, I understand nostalgia is a powerful drug, but I did not feel much of anything watching
The
this.
reading glasses are on. We're ready.
I dare to say this is the least new information we've got about a new piece of Wonka media. Like, I felt like I could because the Game Boy game covered all the new shit in this.
That's so true. No, it does get to enter, like, I feel like we need a, do you know the SWOT analysis, where you have, like, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and whatever the fuck the T is. What's the T? Anyway, I feel like we need something for, like, a scale of media, and if it enters disturbing. And I feel like we tap it. We tap disturbing. We're not fully there. But it did provide visually a different experience. And there were some moments there, but even looking at the YouTube comments, this is a hugely, like, big chunk of a lot of people's childhood.
And we had no familiarity prior to watching this.
None. My roommate had this game as a kid and played it. And I was like, wow, it close to home, even then.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Wonka Watch. This is the podcast where we cover all the Wonkaverse, and this is what we're doing today. We're doing this one today. The PS2 game. We've had this on our radar since, like, episode 12. And it took us quite a long time to muster up the courage to watch a 4-hour video. But we will do it because it's part of our job. We don't get paid.
Destiny.
Destiny.
The
it's
prophecy.
part of our life path.
An ill-fated prophecy that we decided to do to ourselves.
We're doing all of this in preparation for the Wonka 2023 movie that comes out in December. Oh, wow, look at this package I ordered from eBay. It's the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory PS2 game. Let me open it up. Oh, shit, they replaced the disc with Wonka Watch news. Womp womp.
Oh, man, not again.
So we have two kind of big pieces of news today. Well, they're not big pieces. Well, they're not. One's not really news. One is more like cultural critique, and then the other one is small baby news.
Okay.
Basically, the thing that's been dominating the headlines about Wonka for the last week has been actors with dwarfism have been criticizing the Hugh Grant casting. Which is something that I kind of, like, knew was going to happen, but I didn't want to, like, speak out a ton on it before, like, I actually heard opinions from people who actually are affected by this.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't want to be, like, talking out of my ass. And terminology-wise, I'm using what all of the articles referred to people as, because I know preferences vary for all that. So one of the first people to talk about it was George Coppin. He's one of the stars in The School for Good and Evil and Willow, as well as an actor with dwarfism, and he talked to the BBC about it. And he gave some quotes. He said, "A lot of actors with dwarfism feel like we're being pushed out of the industry we love. A lot of people, myself included, argue that dwarfs should be offered everyday roles in dramas and soaps, but we aren't getting offered those roles. And one door is being closed, but they've forgotten to open the next one." This is basically like a lot of movie companies have been trying to phase out the like stereotypical casting of actors with dwarfism. So like in roles of like dwarves or leprechauns and that kind of stuff like that, they get typecast into. Especially because I think Peter Dinklage talked about it a lot in the public news for a while. But a lot of actors are criticizing that because they're like, okay, now we're just not getting any work at all. You know, so it's like it's based in stereotype. And that sucks, but also it's a job, and if we don't have access to even those, you know, what happens? So George Coppin also noticed that the CGI for Hugo Loompa also seems to be, like, mimicking the proportions of, like, someone with dwarfism, because, like, his head is larger than his body proportionally. Yeah, this was another quote from George Coppin, this time from his Instagram. He said, "Now some people will say that roles like this are demeaning and we should be playing more normal roles, which is completely true, but we aren't getting offered those roles, so they kind of just shut one door for us without opening the other, so we're stuck in the middle, unable to do anything," which really sucks. Like, that does fucking suck. And then Jason Acuna from Jackass, as well as actor and wrestler Dylan Postel, also criticized the casting. And then Postel said these roles, and roles in Hollywood in general, are very hard for people of my community to get, besides the elf and the leprechaun, so why are they being taken from the community? And I, like, fully agree with all of this criticism, like, especially because of the way the CGI is being done. And obviously no group is a monolith, so there's going to be differing opinions amongst people. Like, for example, Peter Dinklage has a very different view on that than most of the other people here. But I was glad to finally, like, actually have articles talking to people who are actually affected by this and, like, are in the industry talking about it. It's just yet another thing for us to look at with a critical eye when this movie comes out. Just yet another. Add it to the tally list. And then, I got another fashion article, because I'm going to be honest, the temptation for me to turn Wonka Watch News into just reading Timothée Chalamet discussions from Vogue and GQ is so strong, because they write about him literally every day. Everyone is like a gift, and I actually am like, do you guys, like, I'm starting to kind of think they're genius. Because it's like, it's awful and I hate them.
You're in
but
so
also,
depth and deep. You're like, wait.
They make me laugh like articles on The Onion do. Like, in a way that, like, they make me laugh harder than, like, purposeful satire, which it might be. This is The Curious Case of Timothée Chalamet's Time-Traveling Wardrobe.
Oh my god. Okay.
Timothée Chalamet has the makings of a mad scientist, namely because he seems like the kind of guy that might bounce a bit when he walks, which is probably why he was cast as Willy Wonka in the upcoming Charlie and the Chocolate Factory prequel. And over the past few weeks, the actor seems to have taken the New York paparazzi on a berserk trip through the space-time continuum, his outfits careening between the 80s, 90s, and 2000s and some kind of fairy hinterland. And this is where we're going to talk about the beanie. This beanie has been the talk of the town. I have encountered this beanie many times. I do want to let the audience know, I had to block the terms Timothy, Timmy, Wonka, Chalamet on my Instagram, so I got no more suggested content about this man, because I don't care. Unless it's these articles, and then I do care. But this beanie has been the talk of the fucking town. I'll read you more, and then I will explain the hat. So, perhaps the most unusual and heartwarming moment, though, was when Chalamet wore a jaunty beanie with a little hole at the tip for a tuft of hair to sprout from. Oh, our poor little puppy! Our little puppy has a hat! With floral appliques dotted across the brim, he looked like he might live on a toadstool and play merry songs on a hand-hewn flute. Whoa. It actually does look like he just came back from the dog groomers, bringing that bit back. I'm going to put this in the drop zone for you. Just view this hat.
Oh.
Also, he wore this outfit in, like, 90-degree weather. Like,
what? Honestly, they did a great job describing this. Like,
it's great.
It's exactly what they said. It does look like if you were in Animal Crossing and you found like the rusted parts from construction and you went fishing and found a tire and then you picked a random rose. Like, right now. You just cobbled it together. It is serving Animal Crossing couture. Wow. Also, you can't see in this photo, but the sunglasses are cat eye and rhinestoned. He's living it up. Stop. Absolutely stop. That's amazing. It's from the Dior 2024 Spring Summer Menswear Show, the hat.
And yes, that is his hair coming out the top. I thought that was fake, but no, that's how the hat's designed, and he got his little hair up through the top of it. Looking like
you don't
from Whoville.
You don't have to have the hair. You don't have to have the
No,
hair
you
go
don't.
through. So is that like on purpose, or it was the
way it was styled on the
did Timmy
runway?
go, I want to do this?
I think he did, because looking at it on the runway, it was not like that. And also, we know from the one style interview they did with him that he like screenshots things from like the Vogue runway app, which means he saw this and was like, yes.
Oh my gosh.
Which I love. He's living up to his like medieval boy prince kind of aesthetic he's got going on, you know?
Medieval boy prince summer. Feudalism fall is on the way.
I can't tell if I love or hate this hat. I think I love that he wore it.
Same.
I love it in the way that you love an ugly thing at a thrift store, you know?
Yes. Yep.
It's very Tammy Brown.
Oh my god. Yes. Wow.
This hat gives me Tammy Brown.
If Tammy Brown could do a snatch game as Timothée Chalamet, I would...
Timothée Chalamet's floral beanie.
Yes, just... I want that so badly now.
Timothée Chalamet's delicate little doily hat.
Yes.
But anyway, yeah, so if Wonka Watch News becomes this, please, no, I didn't try very hard, and I didn't even want to put up a fight because I love this so much.
No, this has been a gift. This has been a beautiful gift that none of us want to go find it, you know? So it's just thank you for this precious little happy joy you've provided us.
All right, shall we get into the episode proper?
Oh, yes. Let me plug in my PS2, except I don't have one, and so let's hop to YouTube and watch this.
4 hours.
Notes. 4 hours.
I did skim. It didn't take us 4 hours to watch. I skimmed heavily.
Same. I watched at 2x speed, and then I skimmed.
I actually couldn't watch at 2x speed because it made me motion sick. So
I did have to look away at some points.
The PS2 game, it starts and basically uses the same voiceover as the 2005 movie to kind of narrate through the cutscenes. And the intro to the game goes over all the golden ticket winners, and then Charlie immediately finds a $10 bill. Like, immediately. The cutscene style is unsettling, and there's 2 separate ones, and I'm not sure why they didn't just pick one and stick to it, because there was one that was clearly better. But they, for some reason, like, only twice in this game did these really high-res, terrifying renders of Charlie, Grandpa Joe, and Wonka. And, Elaine, I think you'll be able to describe what this looked like better than I would.
So, just to run down the way that everybody looked in this whole beginning section. So, when we're in the, like, regular video game shit, I'm just realizing in my notes I refer to Charlie Bucket as Chuck Buck. Okay. So I said Charlie looks like if a balloon was given the chance to become a boy for 3 days.
No. I said the same fucking thing.
Amazing. That is how round his head is. He is a balloon.
To it, but like slightly different. I said he looks like the balloon heads from the Junji Ito story about the balloon heads. So very on brand, but yeah.
So that's our Charlie. He looks the same as the 2005 movie in essence. So it's the same like structure there, but like color palette, I guess, is the closest thing we have. Grandpa Joe is Alton Wonka's brother.
Huh. Okay.
They have prominent noses as the majority of their face, and Grandpa Joe's eyes are fighting for a chance to be on his face because they're nearing the back of the skull. It's getting close. Yeah. Veruca is a Victorian ghost. Slash demon. She is so unsettling. She varies between possibly being a little girl to a woman in her 60s that smokes 12 packs a day and probably throws bottles at people. But I like Grey Gardens vibes almost, but evil, you know? No one's neck in general should be able to support their gobstopper heads. Nobody has a neck that makes sense for their weird bodies. And as part of the tutorial of chasing down this dollar immediately, which first off triggered from Pop Tropica.
I was going to say, is it a legal requirement for them to have a thing where you chase the dollar bill? Because this has happened.
I don't know.
Where you're chasing a small piece of paper, money, or ticket in all 3 of the video games we have played, except for Wonka's World of Candy, except because that wouldn't make sense. But like all of the Charlie-focused video games,
right? This one looked equally as annoying.
Oh, extremely.
Like, I feel like the Game Boy one might have been the least annoying. I don't even know though. I can't. I'll have to think of our ranking later of which one's been the most annoying. But this one did not look fun. So that was frustrating. But during that tutorial, you learn that Charlie can crawl, and when Charlie crawls. So first, okay, hold on. Before he even crawls, the animation for Charlie walking is like if a frog got to walk on its hind legs. And the arms are like, I don't even know. Like, it's like his arms have to be like 2 feet away from his body as well as his legs. And he's just like this weird little frog gremlin. But then, yeah, you learn that he can crawl, and it's exorcism levels horrifying. It is, he elongates in a way that's unnatural, and then it's still this weird pitter patter, and everything else is checking from that. So, and Mike TV's head also. I'm just going through my notes quickly. I don't know when the cutscene happens. There's just a lot to consume. The cutscene that's like more 2D animation, like flat.
Yes.
Yeah. That was wild, because we see Mike TV and his head is like he's mid skydive, and that he also has a cone head.
Yeah, most of them look pretty similar to their on-screen counterparts, except for Mike TV, who looks like fucking Syndrome from The Incredibles as a baby.
Yeah,
like
he's blonde.
Yeah, why is he blonde? It's not Danny Phantom.
Augustus was okay, but everybody else was horrifying.
Is Danny Phantom blonde, or did I get him mixed up with another character? Because I don't think he's blonde.
He's platinum blonde when he's Ghost, but he's got black hair.
So it's not that bad.
So it's close. Yeah, no, it was same kind of
I never watched
vibe.
Danny Phantom, so.
Going Ghost. What a time.
Yeah, there's one part in the cutscene that's like 3D animated where Charlie picks up the golden ticket, and then Grandpa Joe is no longer in frame, and this ghostly ass voice, he goes, "Nothing is impossible, Charlie." And it seems like he's like floating off to heaven while he says it. It made me laugh. Also, during this level, Charlie has to pick up a box the size of his body.
And he goes flat. He literally becomes Flat Stanley in that moment. When he picks it up, he is like a sticker on this box with tiny little chicken legs, and then he's walking again
Very
like
Tom and Jerry.
a frog in clown shoes. It is wild. What did you say?
Very Tom and Jerry.
Oh, yes. Tom and Jerry strikes again.
Okay, you also end up on the roof as Charlie, and then I think you fall off and then have to slide through the streets on a garbage can lid. Don't know why.
Yes.
I was very confused about why.
Kind of fun. I used to love the PC Harry Potter 3 game, and part of it was you had to luge because, you know, why not? I love a luging element in a video game. There's just something, I'm like, put me on a slide.
Oh, I played so much
time
Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Winter Games. You're talking to the right girl.
Oh, you a loser girl as well.
I don't know why those fucking games existed. Why did they say we need to bring in 2 franchises and the Olympics? But they were amazing. I miss them.
When we're in that like 2D cutback scene too of him buying the chocolate bar, Charlie's face, the way they've like drawn it, he's got all black eyes. He looks like a vampire child.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's giving Dakota Fanning in Twilight series. It's unsettling. There's a lot of unsettling animation.
Yeah. I do want to give the credit where credit's due. I am impressed with the amount of effort put into the 2D cutscenes. I thought they were very well done, if unsettling.
Yes.
They were a good fit for the movie. I think they captured it well. It was very like Tim Burton-esque. It's a little bit visual novel, but it was still very cute.
Willy Wonka's face is fucked though.
Oh
his
yeah,
nose
it's
is
weird.
so pointy. Like if he accidentally like leaned too close to you, he could like pop a lung or something with that nose.
Spooky. Then we get like chapter 2, Augustus Gloop, and I thought you would get to play a level in between each chapter. So I was like, why the fuck are we on chapter 2? We didn't play anything. So Wonka gives Charlie the task of getting Augustus out the pipe so it can be cleaned sooner. So he's just like, you can catch up later, I guess. And it's like, these are the versions where, like, in this video game, Charlie fucking deserves the factory. He fixed Wonka's shit all day and didn't even get to do the tour. Like, that, of course he deserves the factory. Also, this tour, the chocolate room is so unwhimsical in this version, it makes me depressed to look at.
Yeah. Same. I really wanted, like, a Skyrim-style chocolate room where you could interact with, like, a lot more things and also like look more interesting as opposed to like it wasn't Mr. Beast Wonka Factory bad, but like, you know, it's on the lower tier of whimsy.
You have to find Oompa Loompas to help you, which the Oompa Loompas inexplicably have a gong noise when they show up for the first time, which I was like, well, that felt kind of racist.
A little bit uncomfy.
This is up there with one of the worst and ickiest Oompa Loompa treatments I think in any media. He kept clapping for them to go places and like snapping and pointing. Yes. And I was like, I don't like this.
Yeah. Like and they also, so Charlie has to collect and go find the Oompa Loompas and they'll follow him because they need he needs to tell them to do like engineering stuff to do all this, but they follow him the entire time. And the way that the POV of playing the game, Charlie is running straight forward. You don't always see the Oompa Loompas behind them, but then you'll see a little, like, a head pop up, and then they run so fast. It is really unsettling. It's creepy.
It feels like they were
it's
trying
weird
to do
the way
a
they
Pikmin
animated
thing
it.
or something. I said a lot of this game is ordering Oompa Loompas to work. You don't realize how good you have it in the Match 3 game until you experience the crushing realities of the PS2 game.
Yes.
You collect square candies that look round, and you can ask Grandpa Joe for help. And then Wonka tells Charlie to eat Wonkavite if he's tired. Now, I always get excited about a Wonkavite mention, which you retrieve by throwing everlasting gobstoppers at the trees. You then have to chase it down via Oompa Loompa or by yourself. It looks like a macaroni with glitter eyeshadow at the ends, and it restores both health and candy power. And it seems to giggle when it runs across the room.
That was such a great description. I just had evil macaroni and cheese.
Yeah, Kraft mac and cheese is sexy new rocket.
Yeah, it's like a naked worm. And like, I know it's naked already, but it's a naked worm.
Yeah.
If you say that and you're like, ugh. Yeah, with the glitter, like you said. I went from being, Wonkavite to being, no more of that. I'm good. Lolly Doodles restores candy power.
That was my next
Hated
note.
that.
Yeah.
Lolly Doodles.
So we're just saying anything now. We're just saying anything.
Oh, lolly, right? Oh man, I dropped a whole bucket of water. Lolly Doodles.
Your objective in this level is kind of unclear because it seems like you collect all the ingredients and then Wonka's like, great, here's the new things to try. I figured out later that this is like once you collect enough ingredients in the room, it'll upgrade how powerful they are from that point on. But the thing doesn't do a good job explaining that. And he says, too many side effects for Oompa Loompas, but let's see how you do. But then gives you no directions and nothing seems to change. So, I don't know. You do some pipes or whatever, and Augustus moves to the next room, which is the Jelly Bean stock room. Which I thought was stock room, but it turns out it's stock room.
Stock room. I did put, good God, how is Augustus still trapped? Timestamp 49 minutes, 34 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah. And he doesn't get untrapped for a little while, still.
Yeah.
Augustus is here. He has a giant jelly bean stalk. And I knew, like, yes, this is technically a new room in the factory we haven't seen before, but I just so aggressively didn't care about this one. I don't know why. I felt nothing. There are harvester Oompa Loompas that gather candy from the tallest branches. And then there's jelly beanstalk candy, which can be turned... you make a trap to capture Wonka bots in the jelly beanstalk candy, and that turns them into a big ball, and then you can roll the ball to plug vents. And the Wonka bots
he got to bounce on it as well? Like, he could kind of bounce on those balls?
I think that was a different
There's like a
candy.
bouncy gum ball somewhere.
I think I missed where he got that, and I don't care.
Charlie claps like a seal. That's what it is.
Yeah.
He throws his head up to the sky. Like, his neck goes back, or his head goes back. And I'm like, what? Ew.
Yeah. So you plug the pipes, the vine gets better, and you go to a new area, and you repeat that 3 fucking times. And Wonka is watching from this glass room overlooking, and he looks exactly like the fucking chocolate bar at the Hershey's Chocolate World ride. When he stands in that little upper thing.
Oh my
So maybe that's what they were
gosh.
referencing. And after completing the room, you get awarded with a mystery button from the glass elevator. Fun. Chapter 3. Wonkabot Trouble. So Mike TV tells Wonka he should get rid of the Oompa Loompas and upgrade the robots. Mike TV tries to upgrade them himself, and he just fucks it up. You end up in this room like the inventing room, kind of, and I wrote, Augustus is still backing up a fucking pipe. Because he's still in a pipe at this point. There are welder Oompa Loompas, and then we get introduced to the sweet cycle, which was in the Game Boy Advance game. It's, Oompa Loompas use it to power the candy coater. It's the circular thing that Oompa Loompas get into, and then they, like, spin around. There are candy pult, which are catapults, some of which you can rotate. And there's a part of the thing where you place trash and garbage chutes.
Basic maintenance. Nothing really too exciting. This was a heavily skimmed section for me.
Same, yeah. And the Wriggle Sweets are back, and yet again, you throw them at the Wonka bots. Next level, you're back in the chocolate room, and oh my god, the chocolate river has dried up! You have to collect candy, which is then combined to make a new candy to help you reach places. Turns into these insane bouncy balls. So I think this was the bouncy ball.
Oh.
I guess.
Okay.
You get into a cherry grow round, which is a human hamster wheel. Fun. This raises a platform for an Oompa Loompa to fix the machine for the river. Augustus is finally out of the pipe. This is like an hour and a half in. Like half of this game
too long.
is getting Augustus out of the pipe. And then this is the most passion note I wrote, Wonka says, "Good. I was beginning to think the chocolate I was making would be Augustus-flavored chocolate-coated gloop." And I wrote, "Stop saying this shit. It wasn't cool when Henry said it, and it's not cool when you say it."
Yep.
It just feels like a grammatical sin. Augustus-flavored chocolate-coated goop? I don't know what the alternative for me would be, but, like, don't do this.
Maybe there doesn't have to be an alternative.
Maybe we just don't
scrap
do
that
this.
as an entire sentence.
Exactly.
Maybe we just don't have
Joe-flavored chocolate-coated buckets.
For an
Get
hour.
the fuck out of here.
You know what we could have had for an hour, Felicia? Exploring the chocolate room.
Literally.
Putting things together. Yeah, you know,
Instead,
that
you have
could
to
have
go
been
to
real
his
fun.
fucking, like, freight elevator and and run down to the boiler room like you're Jack Torrance in The Shining.
Yeah. Yes.
That's what this felt like. It felt like all the boiler room scenes in the book that they cut out of the movie for good reason.
Oh my god, that's so.
I forgot about that until this moment, actually.
Wow.
So.
I haven't read that book in ages.
Me either.
But damn, that did just come back with a full force.
Both of us do like the book, though.
Isn't that wild that I really like the book The Shining?
Oh, no.
Considering who I am as a person. I don't really read horror.
It is funny.
Too much.
We have both, like, the same red flag opinions of books. We both love the book version of The Shining, and we both fucking love Catcher in the Rye. Like, we are defenders of Catcher in the Rye till the day we die.
Right, and it's like, I get it. Like, people are like, I hate it. I'm like, I get it.
I understand.
But I love it. Like, I understand. Yes. But.
Oh my god. Okay. Storeroom 59. What the fuck was this room? It was like his fucking clean out closet.
It was so boring. I don't even know.
This is where he put all his shit when he decided to become a minimalist.
Yeah. I was like, come on. We're in a video game in the factory. Why the hell am I over here in Bed Bath & Beyond? Like...
So this is where Wonka puts the overflow from his inventing room, and I just wrote in all capital letters, "Fucked up sheep."
Yes! Ugh! So stupid and weird looking and sad.
It was depressing.
They're in like a glass tube as well, and they get like sucked up and then like sheared in the air, and then they come back and they look sad. Like, it's just really depressing.
It's cotton candy sheep. You can direct them like Oompa Loompas, and Wonka says it's actually wool candy, though, which I'm like, I don't... Okay.
Nobody wants wool candy.
This is the kind of thing that I would have quit. If I was a kid, I would have quit playing this game because I would have felt so bad for the sheep.
Yeah.
I would have had to
I feel that.
turn the game
as
in.
Somebody who, like, as a child playing Zoo Tycoon, was very, very heavily affected if my animals were not happy. I get that.
Yeah.
To this day, as an adult playing Planet Zoo, I understand.
I know, I'm the same way. No one can be unhappy.
I'm polite to ChatGPT. I go, thank you. Like, I can't.
Yeah. I'm the same way. Violet Beauregard, Chapter 4.
Oh my god.
You know what we get again, guys?
Dog. What do we get?
Tomato soup! I can feel it running down my throat! Wow, it's been so long since we've heard that line. And I think that was the brief moment of joy I had throughout this. I want to let it be known, I hate that line. But I think it's funny how many versions they're like, yeah, we'll keep that one. Like,
I've never felt more removed from reality than when hearing that line. Like, I don't know why that repetition of hearing it in that version, I was like, I'm just so, I can't. I fucking hate this line. I hate
like
everything.
Your activation word, like you're fucking the Winter Soldier. Like...
Notes from here on out get very vicious. Oh my god. No, but Violet looks like a show dog. Her eyes are unnaturally big.
Yeah.
And unblinking, which I know they're like still images, but like that Violet doesn't blink.
Definitely. It's the juicing room. You have to avoid her rolling around, but also push her. I don't know.
So, yeah, she's in there, and then there are also the Oompa Loompas who also tested this stick of gum and had the same blueberry effect that are just floating around with her.
Yes.
Which is interesting. I thought they were called Oompa Loomp berries, but I'm wondering if I just made that as a name for my notes.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think they were called that, but I also skimmed so heavily that I don't want to...
I think I made that up. I think I named that as... I did put it in all caps. I'm assuming that was a thing where I was just shocked that was happening.
You make rock candy, which basically turns into a hamster ball around you. Also, Wonka says 1 out of every 8 Oompa Loompas have what it takes to be an electrician, so that's fun.
That's weird.
You throw everlasting gobstoppers at spinning paddles. There are these insane fucking tunnels you roll down that you're like clipping into the wall. They're like water slides, and you push Violet down them too, and it's insane. It's just like a fucking water slide.
And the music the entire time is like the backtrack of Glee. Like scene transition music from Glee is what's playing in the
loop
background.
was quite short.
It was,
and I will say, I when I first heard the music, I was like, "Oh, this isn't bad. I feel like this fits the game pretty well tonally. Like it was a good tonal vibe." And then it kept playing, and then after hour 3, I was like, "I'm gonna lose my fucking mind." You feed the Oompa Loompas 3-course chewing gum because Wonka says they'll test anything. Yikes. Basically turns them into blueberries, and they run on these rolling power things. And then I wrote, why is this shit here? What purpose could it serve? Because there's these things that, like, you would have to be the size of a ball to roll in power. So why would you build that as part of your factory? Why not a treadmill?
a little interesting, isn't it?
A little odd. I mean, I guess maybe the rock candy,
premeditated
but
there.
also, again, feels stupid. Okay.
Yeah,
After
yeah.
way too long, this level was so fucking long. You
so
are done. Wonka says, I never doubted you, except for the part with the spinners and the part with the Oompa Loompa. Did you catch his name? So they do have names, but Wonka just doesn't want to learn them. Johnny Wonka is the fucking worst. I hate this fucking guy. Like, anything I said good about Johnny Wonka, I take it the fuck back. I don't know what I was talking about back in the day. I'm now jaded and old and bitter, and I don't experience joy. And
PS2 version was so...
it was like if you took all the worst parts
annoying.
of Johnny and distilled them.
Yeah.
Sorry if you guys love this game. I mean, like...
Because we're coming at it as adults who never played it
Yeah.
and have no nostalgia to even grip onto. I could see where it would be very fun.
As a kid, yes. This would be fun.
Yes. Not having to do it in a 4-hour skim session.
Yeah. The juicing room. No, ladies and gentlemen, the violet shit is still not done.
Mm-hmm.
Wonka calls, like, the Oompa Loompas who have to test things unfortunate. I fucking hated it. This is where I wrote literally anything good I said about Johnny Wonka, I take it back. I hate this fucking guy.
It's very uncomfortable.
The whole level looks like one of those, not the water slides. Have you ever been on one of those water slides where you're in a tube and then it opens up to like a big whirlpool? It looks like that.
Yes, it does.
And then you just push her around for a long while and get her in the juicer eventually.
Yeah, which looks like you're just shoving her in a sewer. It's really, I don't know. It looked boring to me. I'm curious.
was.
I would love for people to reach out and let us know, like, what are the parts of this game that were infamous for just being like, God, I can't get past this. I just want it to be, like, done.
Yes.
Because I have a feeling this might be one of them.
Yeah, it looks so annoying. I literally have 3 notes for the entire Veruca scene.
I have a couple.
Okay.
But not too many either.
Basically, you go behind the scenes in the nut room. There's trees and treadmills. And you have to stun squirrels to get them back in crates and follow Veruca down a garbage chute.
Veruca looks like she's 56 and the bitch is what I wrote, but not with a capital V. I just said Veruca looks 56 and like the bitch. I don't even know. I haven't know.
She was
all
giving
these
very
trees.
Lucille Bluth, you know?
Yes. Wonka's quote about the squirrels. The squirrels are quite cuddly after you stun them. I was like, that's a bit more aggressive than we've really heard from a Wonka in a bit.
Just the diametric opposites of Johnny and Scott Frank are so...
And you're probably wondering, does Charlie, like, get hurt in this game? And the answer is he can, because at one point, the person doing the playthrough, I think ineffectively doesn't stun a squirrel or something like that, and then goes and tries to eat Charlie Beckett's face. And it's a little horrifying. So he'll sit down and have a little faint moment, but I think he just stands up immediately, if that's my recollection. And then he goes down that chute following Veruca, because Wonka's like, go, we have to save her. I'm like, why would to save the person going down the chute, which is the issue, be like, yes, let me also go down the chute. It makes no fucking sense. But we do get a lugeing element yet again.
Ooh, I love a luge.
Luge. But yeah, that's about it. But that was also, I think, a faster section.
Yes,
And
it
why
wasn't
I was
as
also
bad.
okay with it. I was like, okay, cool. We went down the chute. Yeehaw.
We go to the fizzy lifting room. Apparently squirrels... I am letting you know, I'm not rushing through this, but I don't want this episode to be crazy long, just in case my stomach does act up. So, keeping it shorter. The fizzy lifting room. Apparently, squirrels fucked with it, so you have to fix it. You get the fizzy lifting drink, so that's a new ability, and it looked really annoying. You can carry Oompa Loompas. Wonka says don't drop them. They might bounce like it was nothing, but they'll look at you differently for weeks. Everything is like a self-report from this guy.
This is a really shitty Wonka.
Yeah. Do you have any notes on the fizzy lifting room, or was it as unremarkable to you as it was
It
to
was
me?
so unremarkable. I was just like, okay, he's floating. This looks boring. Everything is gray and black at this point. I feel like it's like
The
all
Game Boy Advance
black,
one felt
gray, and
so
white.
exciting to, like, visually. It was
Yeah, there was like more colors.
Yeah.
This just really felt like, I don't know, it could have been more visually interesting, and it just wasn't. And so, yeah, this was all very mechanical. And I was like, okay, bubbles. Cool.
So exploding candy room. These were my notes from that room. Just more platforming. I'm over it at this point. You spend forever and then
Same.
finally make the exploding candy. I'm sick of this fucking music. And that was my notes.
I didn't even bother commenting on it.
Yeah.
So,
Chapter 6, baby. Mike TV. Television room. You use the fizzy lifting drink to go up this pipe and do the same shit you've done every level. You get Wonka bots into the television chocolate beam, so they release Wonkavite, and you're basically done.
it's dumb. The whole room is white, and Charlie looks like a ghost because he's also wearing white, and it's kind of like transparent, literally transparent.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how anyone could see anything. It was a horrible experience, and I visually had to look away. And also I muted it, so I didn't experience. I stopped experiencing it
Yeah.
for a bit. It was so eye bleeding.
You can revisit rooms with the elevator buttons to collect gold W's that apparently do something. I don't give a shit what they do.
No.
And then
no.
for Chapter 7, we get another fucking Uncanny Valley-ass cutscene again. That is basically just the 71 movies ending.
Yes. Yeah.
And then the game's over.
And that's it.
That's the
And
whole
I'm like,
game.
okay, you didn't get to do anything else? Like, I feel like just all the cool parts that you could make into a video game from Wonka, they just were like, nah, we're good.
Yeah, and all the new rooms, we saw more in the Game Boy Advanced one. So, like, the only thing that's
And
really
honestly-
new is the jelly bean stalk, and it was fine. I mean, like...
You know what's horrible? In terms of, rebuilding the Wonka factory, I think the Match 3 game is the most fun, and you don't even get to do as much. You're just collecting stars to watch it happen, but I feel like that Wonka factory playthrough, if you did do more of that storyline, is actually, like, way more interesting.
No, I agree. I think the Match 3
Which
game
is
is the
wild.
best Wonka video game, which is horrible to
believe
say,
that.
but it is the best one.
Yeah. I need everyone to know, by the way, I did delete the app after I reached level 185, and I realized it was a big problem because my screen time went up by 47%. So
I'm proud
I
of you.
deleted it. Thank you. I had said I was going to delete it like a week before I did it, and I was like, okay, the fact that I can't actually do it means I should. So I'm free.
I mean, I guess our final thoughts on the game was I don't even have any. Like it existed, and I'm glad that we've got it covered so we can check the box. But
Yeah.
I will never think about this again.
Yeah, my final thought is that this was probably maybe more interesting to play on a PS2 game than a Game Boy. It's having more. I don't think it really added much more. And meh, but I respect that it was big nostalgia for people, and I could see
Yes.
it being very exciting. So,
I appreciated it aesthetically at times.
yes.
I'll give it that. All right, prequel predictions.
Prequel predictions. I think someone's going to make like an indie game that you upload and play online, and it's going to be like something really stupid where like
Like
I
a
don't
Wonka
know.
dating sim.
Yeah. Like it's going to be something like a Wonka dating sim,
Yeah.
or you're going through some weird stupid story kind of thing like that. So whatever, I guess a simulator? Is that what you call
Yeah.
those games?
Yeah.
I think there's going to be like some kind of silly
Simulator,
Wonka
visual
simulator
novel,
that's
yeah.
not made through like a big established official company.
Yes. There's going to be a scene where Timmy Wonka chases a piece of paper, money or a letter, down a street. Actually,
That's a
no.
good one.
Down... He just chases a piece of paper or a letter. I'm not saying down a street. He just chases a piece of paper or a letter. It's been all the video games. Let's see. Will they pay homage once again?
Oh, I do like this.
Well, thank everybody for listening to this episode of Wonka Watch. We hope you've enjoyed your time diving into this game with us on this little, short, chillaxed episode this week. If you want to follow us, you can do so on TikTok and Instagram at Wonka Watch. And you can send us an email at wonkarapture@gmail.com to tell us all about your fun, nostalgic stories. And you can also support us at buymeacoffee.com/Wonka Watch. On there, we post a lot of things like commentary tracks, us playing the Game Boy Advanced version of this game. In the next few weeks, we're going to be putting out a commentary track for Bones and All, which I think is the best one we've done. So, if you're at all interested, highly recommend that. It'll be coming out within this month. And yeah, anyone who supports us over there gets a little fun song in their honor. But with that all being said, it's one of the easiest episodes to say it's not important because I'm like, well, okay, the criticism from the actors with
Our
dwarfism
Wonka Watch
community.
news this week.
That actually was very important, and I'm glad we got to talk about it on here. But
Yes.
Timothée Chalamet's little stupid hat and this game are not important at all. So
No.
expressly
Charlie's
not
like
important.
animated lizard crawling. I'm gonna give like 2% important. The rest of it, we're good. Wipe the memory card from my brain.
Slate
and
clean.
Piss on your PS2.
And that's a Wonka Watch guarantee. Piss on your PS2.
Yeah, I got a good piss warranty.
Poo on your PS2 and piss on your PS3. Hold on, pee
Yeah.
on your PS3. That's what I was
Why do you
trying
think
to
they
say.
call it a PS2? It's piss 2. And that's why I got a Switch. Okay.
And it's not
good
that
night,
important.
ladies,
Bye,
gentlemen, and
everybody.
everybody. Toodaloos.
Bye.
It's not that important. Bye.